Fine, Katie.
Is this thing on?
McCarthy's an asshole. My boots are messy bottom. I got things to say. I got feelings.
You've always got things to say. That's
I know,
part
right?
of the problem. That is part of the problem. But it's okay. For some reason, somehow, we are still here. We are still here, despite our past coming back to bite us. I'll talk to you about that later, but that's okay.
Only one ban under our belt.
Yeah, no, two, technically.
Oh.
One lengthy one and one little baby one. That's okay. We're fine. Welcome to UCR Live this week, people. Welcome to the Friday afternoon Australia, the Thursday night America. It's just your religion, your church, your weekly sermon of all things gross and wonderful. As we dissect the news. But before we even begin, we are going to say a big congratulations to friend of the show. Our one and only dance diva, Miss Katie Underwood, has released her first solo music in a hot minute, and she's already number 3 on the dance charts, Katie. Getting that, like, up against, like, some big names. So,
yeah, I
Katie
feel like
Underwood,
David Guetta there.
David
Like,
Guetta, yeah, and Tiesto. There's little Katie just bopping along. So, yes, congratulations to Ms. Katie
Way to
Underwood.
go, Katie.
We love Katie. She's busy.
Get
busy
that
girl.
paper, honey.
She got to get that paper. She got to make it rain. She got to make them tunes. She's dancing along, proving there's still life in the pop stars yet. They're going hard. They're going strong. How's everyone doing this week? Good?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Good. We're alive. Good.
Back here again.
Yeah.
Tim came back. So, Tim, we didn't scare Tim back after last week. He has returned.
Exciting. I'm back for more abuse. Here we go.
Oh, that wasn't even foreplay.
How excited he is.
Wait, what did I miss? He was actually abused?
No.
Only verbally accosted. These amateurs. Yeah. Nothing physical.
A lot of the aggression on the show is passive, so you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you thought that was abuse, that's not even foreplay, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. You got a big storm coming, kid. You got a big storm.
Batten down the hatches. Here we go.
Yes, baby. How are you, Jeffrey? You're looking very solemn in the corner today.
You actually
Nobody
looking
puts
asleep.
baby in the corner.
No, you put yourself in the corner.
I did. I'm getting ready to travel. I was supposed to already be on the road and be in New York, and I'm not. I'm still down south, sneaking in a few more 70-degree days before I go to the tundra. So, yeah, here I am.
We had one yesterday.
Yeah, we had a 70-degree day today.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
See? It's not. It depends on where you're at. It's 70 degrees in your heart, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Negative.
You will.
70.
Never. Christina's frozen.
Again?
Oh no, she's moving now.
She moved a little
Am I
bit.
frozen?
She was moving. Yeah.
Let it go.
Christina, did you have
moving
Botox bumps?
Am I still
You're not
frozen?
frozen, but you're kind of jerky.
That's
Yeah.
actually how she
Oh,
moves in
shit.
person, which is really weird. It's trippy.
Yeah. She's off-putting.
She's calculating.
Yeah, that's like some weird uncanny valley shit. I can't look at that for too
I'm
long.
sorry.
It's like,
Sorry. Am I still doing it?
I
Okay,
don't
I'll put my
know.
Wi-Fi on, I guess. Hang on.
Her Wi-Fi is screwing up. We'll come back to
Everything's
Christina.
gonna
How
go
are you,
now.
Luke? It's been a hot minute since we've seen you.
It has been, but I'm good. We did a makeup tutorial the other day, which is going to air next week on the Tuesday night show. I've got lots of guests that I'm like liaising with right now. So there's going to be a guest. I think I've made it so there'll be a guest every month up until like June, July. Some may be martial artists, some may be
Producing.
people. I know. I'm actually working. Who would have thought?
Good
Put it,
job.
You know,
putting the product in
Great.
Way
producer.
to go.
3 years in, I thought I'd better do something, you know. Like,
Only if you want to.
Only if you want to, yeah. No pressure. No pressure. Oh, that's better. Christina looks like a real person now. How are you?
Am I
babe?
normal now? I'm good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I can look at you now. I can look at you now.
Okay,
Continue.
good. I'm sorry.
Changing scenery.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I'm not. I kind of like flipped because my table is literally it's a mountain of shit now. So it's like a blanket is not going to cover it. So
The
we're
magic
just like
blanket does not
we're
hide
just
your
sharing.
sins anymore.
I'm
So
calling
yeah,
A&E.
it's a mess over here.
I've got to say, this is because of the children, right?
To the bong. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Because mine's on there's a
Kid.
people free day today, so she's standing off camera here, completely wanting to be part of the show, which she won't be. But I've found for the whole day, all I've done is walk around and pick up stuff. And maybe it's OCD, but I just can't stand crap everywhere. I'm like, nope. And I'm just, so the rule now is, isn't it, sweetie, that whatever's left on the floor just goes straight in the bin. I don't put it away anymore.
I'm starting to threaten throwing shit out. That's actually working perfectly. If she doesn't listen, it's okay. Well, then I'm gonna throw your unicorn out, and then she listens. So it's like
unicorn.
My mother never gave warning. She just threw our shit out.
fucking well. Yeah, well,
How
I
I
mean,
turned out.
it's working well though. It really is. Like I swear to God, it's the threatening. If anybody has any other parenting advice, it's threatening is number one on my list.
See, my sister-in-law actually does it though. Like, she'll throw shit. She doesn't care how much it costs them to buy because they've got money.
Yeah,
But they'll
poor.
just chuck it and like,
So.
yeah, like whenever the kids leave stuff, as soon as she said, if I have to step over something, it's in the bin, and she's kept her word. And you know what? Those boys look after their shit now. They never leave nothing on the ground.
You just
Mum's
look,
for real.
yeah, you can throw it in a trash bag and you like go throw it up in the attic for 6 months and then you bring it out
Yeah, I
later
do
and
that.
it's like,
Yeah,
I do that.
oh,
Yeah, look,
No,
girl,
I do
boy,
that as a
found
poor
it.
person.
Brand new stuff. Yeah, look, your iPad looks exactly like your old iPad. Isn't that fun?
Right?
Same app. Oh,
Yeah, look, the
history on it.
battery's
It's all
even
the
not
same.
working.
That iPad saves my life, though. Honestly, I can't take that away from her. That'd be more punishment on me than it would be for her.
Yeah, I don't see many parents throwing away iPads.
Never.
So,
No.
I've
like
done
you
it, but
say.
I've actually thrown it in the bin, and then I'd fish it out later in the night once she was asleep, and like put it away for a while. Yeah, I do it, Jeff. I would like. We
I
don't have
just put
addicts
it in
in
the
Australia,
closet.
but yeah, put it in the closet with all my feelings.
Stuff that shit down.
Yeah,
Have a cookie.
hack it up, baby.
How are
Hack
you,
it up.
Vera? How are you, Vera? Speaking of feelings.
Eating way too many cookies.
Oh, what kind of cookies, we ask
Nothing
ourselves.
exciting. Just feeling really tired. Week 2 with no Sparky and my office is hell. I'll make it.
I'll make it
Swimming.
through the wilderness.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Me and Dory.
You are Madonna. We made it through the wilderness. Somehow made it through. We're not going to do any more, though. We're not going to do any more because that's a copyright breach. Da-da-da-da.
I didn't go there. I didn't do it.
I did. It was me.
I know you did.
That was me. All right. Well,
Hey.
enough foreplay.
It's okay if we sing out of tune. No.
Good to know.
Let's ask Tim how he is.
Yeah.
Tim's
Oh,
already
doesn't
had
mean
his.
you need to
We'll
sing a
talk
song.
to.
Yeah,
We'll talk to
I've had
Tim
my
more.
3 seconds of fame. Good. I'm good. Excited to be back for round 2. Hopefully, I can contribute a little bit more than I did last week and not just be an observer. But other than that, all well. All is well.
You gotta jump in fast.
Some people like to be.
I
a-
noticed.
Fast.
Yes.
We got a
Yes,
lot of
voyeurs.
feelings.
They call me voyeurs on other websites. That's yeah.
Oh, Luke too. Don't worry, you fit right in.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, no,
I
we're
was,
looking to like expand the franchise. So, you know, uncensored OnlyFans is coming. We just need
Yeah.
people that are willing to come along.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh Lord.
You never know whose feet they'll be. You never know.
Mine, I swear.
So many feet. So many feet. Well, we've had enough foreplay. Let's spin on it and stick it in with this
Hot
week.
load of hot topics.
There you go. That's gorgeous. Why am I so charming sometimes? Let's start with breaking
What
news.
the
And
fuck?
I don't know. Let's start with breaking news from the internet web's world, which is a little bit serious faces.
No.
Bruce Willis has been diagnosed with dementia.
Why'd you pick a
I
picture
want
that
to
he
just
looks like
rub his little
powder?
head.
That's how he
He
looks
Oh,
now.
He looks
How
like
he looks
powder.
now.
That was a fucking crazy movie. Oh my god.
That's how he
Powder.
looks now.
Holy
So
fuck.
sad moment for the Bruce Willis clan. I feel that's kind of bummed me out a little bit actually. So like
It's sad news. You don't want to wish bad on anybody.
Right.
Especially
I know.
Bruce.
There
We're
you
not
go.
gonna have a Die Hard 9.
yeah.
Don't. Oh,
We didn't have a Die Hard
come
again.
on.
Oh, I
Oh,
don't know.
that's
Never
the
even
thing
seen
about
Die
that,
Hard.
though, like-
Well, I guess it depends,
You know,
depends
like-
on how depends on how long he holds on, right? I mean, this could be an actual Die Hard.
Bad joke.
Oh.
Wow, it's usually a while until people get their first grade.
I better not to say that joke. And I remember tagging the article with hashtag Die Hard, and I'm like, oh, is that appropriate? No.
Oh,
think
okay,
it's
okay, Anne Heche.
Yeah, right. Look, she was a low-hanging fruit. That's a different story. But I think it's a reminder of all of our mortality, right? Like, this is someone who was an action hero and someone who, like, you know, kick ass, yippee-ki-yay, and he succumbed to age. Like, it's
He's
not
that
something that we
old.
escape.
Wait a minute. This is part of the
He's
tragedy.
67?
He's only 67.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's true.
you know, he's
But
pretty
Mira, like you and I both know, we're seeing people younger and younger with
Oh,
dementia.
yes.
Well,
He's
doesn't
right.
Absolutely.
Thor have it? Doesn't Thor have something going on like that, or Alzheimer's? I guess.
He has a genetic predisposition to
But he doesn't have it
getting
yet.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
to
Okay.
getting it. Yeah, it's like he's got like some infinitesimally high rate of getting it as opposed to the general public because both of his parents carry
Well,
the
as
gene.
Luke was saying,
Hereditary.
the rates of dementia are escalating across the globe.
And a lot
Well,
of
it's
it's
got to be
brought on
something
by,
we're
like,
doing
you
to
know,
ourselves.
I'm sure
well, it's a generation
the
of people who
pollution in
did
our
drugs,
environment.
drinking, bad
High
food,
fructose
like, you
corn
know,
syrup.
everything's changed.
I think it's the pollution
You know,
in our environment.
OnlyFans, Grindr, Tinder, like, it all contributes.
Essentially, every dementia is the proteins in the brain begin to unravel. And I think it's pollution. I think it's global pollution, dietary pollution. You know, it's not just happening in this country where Big Pharma drives our diets.
Well,
So
maybe
everyone needs-
Happening
people should
globally.
try more essential oils. You know, you can get a
Oh.
nice.
I was just
Yeah,
going to
we've
make a
got-
protein joke.
I was going to say something really serious, though. We've got patients that are not old enough to be under the Aged Care Act here in Australia, where they actually get funding for being old. We've got patients that don't meet that criteria because of their age, who are completely demented in their, you know, late 50s, early 60s. And so it is, it's an ongoing thing that's going to get worse, I think. It's not going away. And unfortunately, someone like Bruce Willis will be a face for it now, but maybe it'll bring some positivity.
Has anybody seen the movie Elysium?
Yes.
Matt Damon. I feel like it was prescient. It's like all of a sudden the pollution in our planet is getting so huge, and that, you know, the rich are going to be protected from it because they have created their own environments, but the rest of us are going to be living with polluted groundwater, you know, polluted air. The planet is warming at an alarming rate. You know, weather's getting so unpredictable. It's kind of like we're moving into that movie, that fiction.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, baby,
I think it's-
we're not moving into fiction. We're moving into science fiction. Because the third or fourth unidentified flying object, depending on where you read,
But
has
this
been
is
shot
only-
down over
But
American airspace.
But that is a picture of the balloon. That
That's
was
a
the
balloon. That's the
first
balloon. That's the
UFO.
first one.
The-
So that's the first one.
Two,
These
three,
other
and
ones.
four are not balloons.
Are not balloons.
Do we
They are
know
not-
that?
That's
Yes.
what, no. This is what
They're
the government is saying.
cylindrical-
They are not balloons. Joe
They're
Biden said they are
cylindrical
not
metal
from China.
objects.
Cylindrical metal objects in the air.
And where
Very
is
Why?
high-tech.
Why? In what history of the world has governments of two countries scrambled fighter jets to shoot things out of the sky?
No.
Never not once.
No.
It's coming.
No.
Yeah, essentially, the United States Air Force was invited into Canada.
No,
Yeah.
this
To
is
help
why I
shoot
haven't been
that
on.
down.
I've been on TikTok, Twitter, nothing.
Oh my God, Jeffrey!
Don't tell me. I don't want to know about that.
I seen a video today that in
No.
like fucking South Carolina there was like 3 red lights in the sky,
Put the
like just
headphones in.
blinking randomly.
They are
3 red
they are
lights.
here and they
Like,
are
what the fuck?
pissed.
And then you guys have
They are
aliens
saying,
there.
this was
in
our
Australia.
plan B and you're fucking it up.
Yeah,
We're taking
you're
it
fucking
out
up our
early.
plan
That's
B.
what
What's
they're
going
saying.
on? They're like, we
Wow.
chose
Tired of
to
you
we
polluting
chose
our future environment.
yeah, we
And
chose
you
to
seen the video of
crossbreed
the
with
thing
these.
flying through the sky, the black thing flying through the sky, the chick in the airplane caught? The thing flying through the sky that like
Did we
did
not
like
have
a
this-
literal
like the
360 or a 180?
big huge
We had
rag
this
thing
wait,
that
wait,
the
wait.
farmer caught in Nebraska.
We had this conversation a while ago. Remember, and no one else watched it because no one else is a huge nerd like I am. But just before COVID, like a year before COVID, the finale of the X-Files, right? The big finale of the X-Files was, they're seeing stuff like things appear over capital cities and da because a flu-like virus had started to wipe out the population worldwide.
Jesus.
We're back to this again, I'm sure.
Call data. Call data. Call data. Call
Well,
Fox. They're our only hope.
Independence Day starts with the
Yeah, this is all Will Smith. This is Will Smith trying to get a
The
comeback.
Simpsons. There was an episode of The Simpsons where like the train derailed and there was acid rain. All this
Yeah.
fucking crap that's actually going on. The Simpsons had it. Like
Simpsons did
they have. I can't predicted so many things. It's so
the end
crazy.
of time. So you better get
I
your
think
whole
really-
Trump as
Bibles.
president,
I'm a little-
I think was amazing.
I'm a little bit excited for an alien. I want an alien.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Right?
They don't think that we're the next
Oh.
France.
they're in Australia though, Vera. I
They're
wouldn't worry.
probably
They're in Australia.
Marjorie Taylor Greene probably is what attracted them here because they're like, fuck it, they're out, they gotta go.
So they're like, there's no
They're not
intelligent
looking
life.
for
There's no intelligent life
They're
here.
looking for a species to
Yeah.
enslave or destroy.
Well,
Yeah.
stop wearing that fucking horrible fur jacket.
The movie Signs gave me nightmares for years.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
I don't. Do you guys remember years ago on Fox? It was probably the late '90s. They had like I don't know. I think there was like the McPhersons, and it was like some farmhouse. I think it was a holiday, and it was supposed to be like left footage, kind of in vein of like the Blair Witch, and it was like aliens taking the family members like one by one. They disappear, and there was like aliens like on the roof by the door and shit, and it was like one little kid left of the family. Nobody remembers.
I do vaguely remember something like that, and I think that's based on a case from Kentucky, like in the 50s, where this family of farmers called the police. Police came out, and there were like shotgun shells and bullets all over the house, but they never found the family, and this family was being terrorized for like days on end. It was like really like creepy. I have goosebumps now thinking about it. Really just bizarre story, but I mean. Urban legend, who knows? I believe in it. I do believe in all.
Have you guys seen
paranormal stuff like that?
You want to watch a fucked up? You want to watch a fucked up alien movie? Mila Jovovich has a movie called The Fifth Kind.
Oh, that's came out forever ago.
It's
old. Not Fifth Element.
No, The Fifth Kind. So it's like Close Encounters of the. Yeah, it's Close Encounters of the Fifth. So it's when they come and get you and do things to you in the owl. It's like Twin Peaks. The owls are not what they seem. It's like this creepy owl. Woo! I love it.
Well, that movie Fire in the Sky with DB Sweeney, when they abduct him and they show all the testing he does, whew, talk about nightmares. That still freaks me out. That's some terrible stuff.
Oh, yes, see, yeah, I can't. No.
And Jeffrey's in the country now. He can't be having that.
Jeffrey's got the Legend of Boggy Creek. Jeffrey's looking for something.
That shit don't look at.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
No. See, the boogeyman, you know what I mean? Like my friend, the Sasquatch, none of that bothers me. A bear, that don't bother me. But a fucking alien?
Bear would bother me. Bears can fuck your shit
Bear
up.
don't bother me. You know what? But I got weapons. I can fuck with
Yeah,
them,
bear
okay?
can't open my door.
I
you
know things to do.
If you see the fucking bears and tigers opening car doors at those,
Bitch, what handbook you got that tells you? What handbook you got to fight an alien?
I don't have that. I don't have
Nothing.
any prior
Bitch,
experience
I got
fighting
nothing.
anything but a human or a dog.
You get sucked up into an alien ship. What odds you got of getting back to Earth alive, bitch? Go ahead, I'll wait. I can't. You can't. Fuck that. I take my chances with the grizzly bear in my bare fucking hands.
Yeah, I don't have a cell service to call the cops. Or I don't have a specific set of skills
I
to get away from aliens.
Do you know what I reckon? Do you know what I reckon you do? Do you know what I reckon you do? If they're so keen on probing you, I reckon you just give them one of those and see how they like it. Finger right up the cloaca, and they'll go, whoa.
Ooh.
The best meme I ever saw was, though, it said, why do all alien abductions happen at night? Like,
is this a joke or?
Is that it?
No, that's exactly what it says. Why do they all happen at night? Because it's usually when people are like fucked up and driving out in the middle of nowhere that they suddenly get abducted.
Why do most horror movies happen at night?
Well, that's
Why
different.
are you waving around that poo wand?
It's my poo stick. I
The
found
poo
it again.
wand.
I found my poo stick again. I like to gesture with it emphatically. Emphatically. It's being a UFO. It's a poo-FO.
It's not a healthy poo color.
No, it's not. It's baby poo.
Yeah,
like,
no.
It's
Looks
like a
honeycomb.
gallbladder disease kind of thing.
Yeah, someone needs to go
Biliary
to the
tract
doctor.
problem.
Yeah.
Right, Luke?
Or liver failure.
Yeah.
Oh, should we do one other sad one? So we're not ready for aliens. I'm ready for aliens. I'm ready to spice up the future.
You would be the
There's no
bitch.
aliens.
You would be the
It's
stripper
spice up
with
your
the
life.
sign on the top of the
On
building
the top of
Yeah.
the
saying
hotel,
welcome.
welcome.
Being the first bitch to get blown up.
Hey, at least I would be the first. Who wants to live in this fucking post-apocalyptic Last of Us Walking Dead fucking world? Not me, cunt. Take me out first.
No.
I will go to the White House. I'll blow up with everyone else. I would rather. Who wants to do that? Oh, I'm going to scrounge for food and get attacked and shoot my loved ones in the head. Pass on that.
You know what I got?
So much running. So much running. All the cardio.
If you see a mushroom cloud, run towards it.
Towards it, yeah. With your lungs
Run
open.
towards it. Survival is gonna suck.
Right? No one wants that glow in the dark shadow life. It's not cute for anyone.
No, who the hell wants? Yes, who the hell knows enough species of edible mushrooms to survive in a world without
And then you
weapons?
go, and then your baby has a little flipper instead of an arm, and then you can move things with your mind. It's
A
not
little flipper
cute.
instead of an arm
We're
coming out
not
of their
that.
forehead.
We're not about that Chernobyl holiday. We don't want it.
Yeah, no.
We're not here for it. It's not
You
cute.
see the mushroom cloud, run towards it.
Right. Go, I love risotto. Just run, mushroom.
No, what was it? Terminator 2 that had that scene with Linda Hamilton holding on
Melting.
to the fence?
Yeah.
And all the kids playing.
That's
And
another one. I'd have to I
I
couldn't
can't do
fucking
that.
handle watching that scene.
That was one of the scariest scenes when I was a kid. I could not watch
nowadays
that.
it's quite tame.
So
But when we were
terrifying.
like young, right, and we didn't see horrible shit like that, so it was shocking then. Now it's just like,
In
Oh, I do.
reality,
like 7
but in
PM
reality, you
television.
wouldn't even have a chance to go like this. You'd be dead. It'd be done. It'd be done. You wouldn't have time to go.
Yeah,
Look at
No,
my
but that's how I would imagine it. I would go
Look
up
at my
and play
sculpted
and it
gun.
would hurt. Like, fuck.
This is the last movie I'm
your
ever gonna
permanent-
do.
Your permanent shadow would be like,
Oh.
ah.
Linda saw her future. She's like, "Where's my career gone?" That's what she said.
Stop
Maybe
it.
make
She's
a
all right. She
sequel
did
20
Dante's
years too
Peak.
late. Yeah,
Did
but
she
what
do
happened
Dante?
after that?
Hello, and did she crash a car and die? No. So she's okay.
See,
Leave her
that's what
alone.
that's what I wouldn't want to survive either. I wouldn't want to be one of those people hopscotching through a lava field. Just take me out. Take me out. Pyroclastic flow, love it. 2 seconds out. Go. I'm
Steve's
dead.
just ready to go.
No,
He's
no,
done.
no.
No
wanna be
fight
like-
left in you,
tried to
man.
ask
You
us to
gotta make
help.
sure though that the
What?
poisonous
You
gas
want
is
to watch
taking you out
Grandma's
first.
feet melt away? You're like,
My
"Baby."
grandma's dead. I'm okay.
I
I
think
would've
most of
loved
us
her.
have.
Isn't that what happened to her though in that movie?
Yeah, did she
Grandma's
walk?
Yeah,
like,
she got into the hot
"Bye
water.
now."
Didn't
Yeah.
she walk through the hot lake? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
And
lake.
Dante's Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Yeah, it's
Volcano
still
with
not
Tommy
as
Lee
sad.
Jones and Aaron Hayes.
See, that was too groovy. That happened in LA.
It still wasn't as sad as the Never
I
Ending
thought it
Story
was
when the
Volcano at
fucking
first.
horse died. Okay,
No,
I don't want
as
to hear
if
about it.
as if a volcano opened up in downtown LA would be a problem now. They're like, well, there goes the homeless population.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
The LA City Council are like, La Brea.
There is actually a super crater in like the American Midwest that if it ever blows is supposedly going to blanket the entire continent,
Cool.
and volcanic ash will be gone in a blink.
Cool.
You'll all be wearing those mouth
This
breathers
is
and all have
really
found
awesome.
fur from
Oh,
somewhere.
right. Well, yellows. Or well, no. What?
Go hug your kids.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking,
Maybe the
I'm
last
fucking
maybe the
fucking-
last time before the aliens arrive.
Fuck me.
Think about it. Like all the people that are like dying now that are old as shit. Like they got out before all this chaos. You know.
Yeah.
People that
Oh,
died.
Let's
that
go
died
rob a
of old
fucking
age,
bank.
Like they got to, before they died before COVID. They didn't have to know about this crazy bullshit or Donald Trump. and
They
before
did. They had lived
everything
through the
just
Spanish
cracked.
flu, most of them.
They didn't win the second time, baby.
2018?
They just had world wars.
There's
Yeah.
not that
Vietnam.
many people who lived through the Spanish
And
flu.
they still think those are the good old days though. I love old people. They're like, remember the war? It's like, yeah. Remember the war?
Soon
But you're
we're
gonna
have
have
that,
people
though.
that were
Do you
born
remember
like
the
in
war?
the 40s.
When men were men and women were women. Arr.
And we were killing people by the millions.
The good old days.
The good old
I
days,
can
you
get
know.
my uncle on here and he can
Oh,
talk about
God.
the war if you want.
Oh,
Yellowstone super
No.
volcano.
He's
Says,
like,
okay.
very bad.
Are we gonna
very
have a special nom hour? Are we?
No. Oh my God.
it'll be a special 2-hour.
Yeah.
2 hour
You
pay
would
per view
definitely be
event.
2 hours.
2 hour
Yeah.
pay per view event. I think we make it. Jeffrey, you'll care about this. I think you and I are the only ones. Oh, maybe Vera. Raquel Welch passed away.
I'm very sad about this.
I
Yes.
was sad.
As a heterosexual male, I'm very upset about this.
Oh, yay! There we go. I forgot we had you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Our token heterosexual male.
We just
Yeah.
assume that
Token
everybody's gay. So I'm a
Everyone
lesbian, so
Everyone likes to think so.
It's you, Tim. You're our token boy.
I'm token. All right.
Yeah, but I was a bit like she's even like I tried to find a bad photo of Raquel Welch, and I don't think there is one.
And when
Yeah.
she was 72, she was still better looking than me.
Yeah, she's hot.
She is
But
hot.
Jeff-
She's
but
hot.
Jeffrey,
Yeah.
there's one thing that I think of Raquel Welch, and it's Central Park West. Ooh, remember Central Park
Ooh.
West, that TV show?
no.
Yeah.
Lauren,
I
Lauren
remember.
Hutton was in it. And then
Oh,
because they
yeah.
couldn't get the ratings happening, they brought Raquel Welch in to be like her cunty, like
Oh, wait a minute.
There's just lots of face. It's like, ooh,
Yes.
I want to
I
move
thought
to New
Somebody
York.
else's mom. I think she was somebody else's mom in this
She was
show.
in Legally
Was she
Blonde.
Rachel's mom? Was she Rachel Green's mom in Friends?
No.
I
No,
like
that was
No, that was
She was-
Marlo
Marlo
Thomas.
Thomas.
Marlo.
Yeah,
That girl.
she did a cameo on Seinfeld where she was like a
Oh.
nightmare to work with, and they had Kramer fire her so he could keep his Tony.
She was the mom on Legally Blonde. She was Chutney's mom.
Chutney.
Okay.
Okay.
I
love
loved
Chucky's
her in
mother.
The Naked Gun.
Yes, I know. Okay,
33
yes,
and a
I know
third.
now.
Yeah.
That's where I know her face from because I was like, I know who she is, but I
My
don't know
poor
who she is. You know?
Hayward.
Yeah.
Killed my poor Hayward.
She's hot. Whatever. So
Thank
rest
you,
in
Vera.
peace, Raquel, you hot piece of ass. Rest in peace. She hot.
So young. So young.
So,
She was pretty
Mate,
young. Well,
if
no,
anyone
she
looks
was
half
not
if
that
anyone
young.
looks half that
She's-
good at
she's
that
much
age,
older
more
than
power.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
More power. She would have
She's
seen
only
some shit.
82.
She would have seen some shit too because she was like around that 70s, like 60s, 70s Hollywood sets. She would have seen some
We
shit.
could talk to her about the fucking war, right? Like,
Yeah. Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Wow. Safette says
She would
yes.
have known.
We'll talk.
She would have known Marilyn Monroe. You know, saw her.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
61,
I don't know.
She did that 20 billion BC, whatever that movie was 61, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
look at Tim. That's the music. I know her well
Yeah.
from fucking off to a movie where she was a giant woman.
Yeah.
So Marilyn was still around for 5 or 6 more years, right? She didn't go to
Yeah, she was
67.
bobbing. She was around. Everyone knows everyone. It's Hollywood. Everyone knows everyone. But the Renaissance is going strong. Are we over the Renaissance yet? Are we over
Never.
the Renaissance, or do we still wish him well?
I
Because
still wish
he's
him well.
he's now Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, we wish him well.
He's now joining the Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm going to mention these projects until they get greenlit club. So he showed up
he's
to.
nominated for an Oscar, isn't he?
I know so is Jamie
Are
Lee
we getting
Curtis.
Encino Man too?
No. So,
Oh, let me fuck
he
you
has
up.
shown up. He has shown up at a screening of a what are they called? Marathon of the Mummy movies, dressed in costume.
Yes, I heard
Costume, and he's also now that everyone's Oscar worthy and Oscar buzzy, talking about how much he would like to make another Mummy sequel with Michelle Yeoh. Just as everyone is nominated for a fucking Oscar. It's like, yeah. But there is that
I want to see the remake of Airheads.
right?
Yeah.
There is that problem though. People make an Oscar movie, and then usually straight after the Oscar movie, they make one of the worst movies of their careers. So
It's like that Oscar jinx.
it's like, what happened to Halle Berry?
That's a good
Was
question.
Monster
What do you mean?
that good?
Catwoman was amazing.
It really wasn't.
It's so good.
It ruined Britney. It ruined Britney Spears. So that's her fault. That's her fault.
It was their fault.
We'll blame Halle
Not
Berry.
the fact that she stopped taking her lithium.
No, because she hurt her. She did her ACL on the set of the film clip for Outrageous, which was set for the Catwoman. It was meant to be the lead single off the Catwoman soundtrack, and that's when she first started to dabble in pain medication, and her dancing changed, etc., etc. So
She's on
It's Halle Berry.
lithium. That's not usually related to pain meds.
no, but that's when she started to she was like, "Hey y'all," and then she's like, "Hey y'all, what day is it?" etc. So have you seen her? She's back on social media again. She's like, "I'm alive." It's like, oh, okay. She's like, "I'm not dead." She's like, "I'm
By the
dead."
way,
She goes, "I'm dead. I'm not dead. Look at my fur. Yeah, I'm feeling fur." I was like, "Yeah, that's Britney. That's not a clone. That's the crazy bitch we know and love."
she really is.
She is the crazy. All right. We haven't talked about it, but we have to because it has been probably one of the biggest news stories of this week. What did we think of the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen? Now,
Get it off your chest.
go, Jeff. You want to go first? He's like, oh girl, oh
He's
girl.
so upset.
No, I don't have nothing to say.
You have
Bull
nothing to
fucking
say?
shit.
I don't have nothing to say.
You're such a
I
baby.
thought- I
I
thought
didn't
was a-
hate it.
I thought it
I'm
was
in the
lovely.
minority. I didn't hate it.
I did
I-
not hate it either.
I was dreading it, and I didn't think it was all that bad. It was
See?
exactly what it should have been. Her singing her hits.
I
What was
am
And then it was
Right.
over. Like,
I am
5 minutes, 10 minutes,
confused.
done.
I am confused.
Why?
I am not getting into any debate over the fact that she is pregnant and this is what pregnant people can do and this body can do that. I don't care.
Right.
Okay. I don't care.
Right.
What I am concerned about is bad business, right? The Super Bowl is probably the biggest window of performance someone can get.
Yeah.
And she goes on there after not performing since
No new music.
2016 with no new music,
Yeah.
no tour to announce she's pregnant and probably won't be doing anything for another 2 years. What's the point?
Well, she's promoting
To get her fans
brand.
back. Yeah, she's promoting her
keep-
back.
yeah.
Her
To do
makeup-
what? To do
She's
what?
got
Her makeup brand. You
But
didn't
to do
notice that
what?
she put
Just to
makeup
keep her
on when
name
she
Two
was in
seconds.
the shop.
For
She's
2
keeping her name
seconds.
out there while she's having the babies.
It pissed
2
people.
seconds is enough
The
influence
amount,
for
look, I
anybody who loves a
expected
reading, bitch.
everyone to go, oh my god, iconic,
She
oh my
is
god,
making
this.
so much fucking money off
But
Fenty
she's-
Beauty
Yeah,
Yeah.
that she doesn't need to make another
she doesn't
record
need to-
ever
exactly.
again.
Well,
I
I think this has as much to do with Jay-Z as it does anybody else, right? Because, I mean, he is the one who has the contract now with the Super Bowl for all their performing rights
I know.
with the
Yeah,
NFL.
does
So he's got to get all of his buddies out there, sequentially, right? I mean, like,
But I
what was it, the
don't
Weekend
get it.
last year or 2 years ago? And, it's,
Yeah, Mary
Sure.
J and Eminem and everybody last year,
yeah,
right? And
it's,
then,
he's got to run through his roster, so.
Yeah.
I just didn't find like it was good, and everyone's like, oh, I'm like, they're like, oh, she was a bit lazy. I'm like, have you never seen Rihanna perform?
She's
Okay,
pregnant
but-
and they had to tether her to that platform because
There you
they
go,
don't want her
Peter.
to fall off.
Not only that,
There
but
you
like, wow.
See?
But the
My
thing
business
music.
girl.
She like, but she didn't go
That's
on
right,
going
right,
makeup,
but
makeup. She went music.
So for 12 minutes in 6 years, you
And
just got
every
800%
and
sales
every-
increase.
Every Fenty influencer was at a huge party. Did you see any of the clips of that party on TikTok?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God, all these they had like gorgeous meals and swag bags, and all of Fenty was represented at the Super Bowl.
Wow.
But yeah, people are calling her out saying that she's lazy and da da da. I'm like, that's how she performs, dude. She's not like she's not high energy, smash the choreography kind of girl. She sits back and chills, and she's like, that's how she does it.
I don't understand why anybody she was number one. She was pregnant, but my thing was not announcing it first. Like it could have been a moment, right? Like.
Yeah.
How many times has a pregnant woman performed at the Super Bowl?
Right.
Who's
exactly.
a billionaire? Who
Well,
doesn't
and how
need
many
to
of us
perform?
sat there and said, when did she have that baby? Is that baby late?
That's the first-
Was it
that's the
mentioned
first
in
thing I looked at, I went,
Are we gonna be rude?
Yeah.
That's what I said to my husband.
Distracted.
I went-
like that's.
I went,
my
she pregnant.
That's all we did the entire performance was sit there. And, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Did she have the baby?
Yeah.
My
Wait a minute, I
first
thought
thought
she
is,
had the baby.
when
Is
did
she
she have that
pregnant?
baby?
Is she? That's a pregnant. That's a bump. Isn't that a bump? Let me look. I'm gonna take a Google it. That's a bump, right? Okay. Is that? That's all we did the entire.
Yeah, there were 6 of us here, and that's all we did. We talk about whether or not that was left over or if that was a new baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're not supposed to say anything if it's left over. That's kind of
Right.
rude. People get pissed
Right.
about it. But if it's
Yeah.
not left over, and she had that baby
But
a
it-
year ago, I think.
How
I
could-
don't know.
All right, I get that. Everyone's body's their body and whatnot. She looked
I
noticeably
wasn't trying to
different.
be rude.
No. I don't know. People just need to get their head out their ass, and not everything's an attack on people's bodies. Sometimes you can just comment on things.
No.
So, she looked noticeably different when she was on the red carpet like 3 or 4 months ago. So for her to look bigger, and to have a baby bump,
looked like
people
a
are
baby
gonna
bump.
people are gonna like. As soon as I saw her, I went, she's fucking pregnant. Like it only took me about a minute. I'm like,
I mean,
oh,
she could have hidden it, but it was
Yeah,
like
exactly.
she purposely
rubbed
drew
it, touched
attention
it,
to
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And more power to you. I'm so happy for her.
it's
But
fine, it's great.
I'm
but
very
it-
confused.
Yeah, it's like empowering though.
No, I
like,
do agree. You know, with the way she rubbed it and caressed it, she probably should have made that announcement first. And then everybody
Right.
would look at her. She loves the baby. Ah, ooh, goo goo, gaga, whatever the fuck.
Ooh.
I
So
don't
Michael
know.
Jackson
It's
dangles
more
a kid.
powerful statement. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't care.
And that's
It is
a
what it is,
problem.
but
But why does it have to be about like her having something that's coming up or like promoting
Because
something other than just her
what the
makeup?
Super Bowl is about.
But is it though?
Yeah.
What did the Black Eyed Peas promote? What the fuck did Eminem
Because they
and
were-
Jay Z
And
and
what's
fucking
Madonna
or and 50 Cent?
promoting
And
in this
fucking-
big huge world tour?
They,
that shit. What did
you want to
they
know what they
promote?
promoted? They promoted that they actually got the contract. So that's why all of those people that you would never get in the same room at the same time were able to be on that stage together because it's no longer the Pepsi halftime show, it's the Apple Music halftime show. So
Right.
that's their show of power and going, ha ha. So there is a reason for it. It's not just blah, blah, whatever.
But my
Beyonce did
point
it.
is-
Beyonce did it. Launched a world tour off it. Madonna did it. Like launched an album and a tour off it. It's not. I mean, the Super Bowl isn't about sport. Let's not pretend it is, because people pay millions
it
upon
is.
millions upon millions of
Here
dollars
in this
for
country, it
advertisement.
is.
It's an advertising opportunity. So
Yeah.
why do you come and go, baby, peace, and just float
Baby,
away?
Well, you said she was
I don't
lazy, right?
understand. I
You
don't
said
understand.
she's generally lazy. Maybe she's just lazy. Maybe
No,
she's just.
she's
I don't
just-
want to
It's all
talk.
for the
She's just like-
money. It's all for the money.
She's
all
like,
for the
fuck
money.
you. But she's not getting paid for it, so
No, but it's
but
800%
800% of sales. Yeah.
in sales.
Yeah.
She made bank
Yeah.
off of that. She's gonna make more for what she fucking
it
can
was a
make.
very,
Then what they
very
would
smart
pay her.
business decision to me. As a
Fuck
businesswoman,
yeah.
it was a genius move.
But you know
Why
what I
wouldn't
would have
you?
done if that was me? They would have all taken those coats off and had a Fenty t-shirt on.
You want to know what? I
They would have been wearing.
She's
They
gonna
would have been
do-
Oh, yeah,
wearing
yeah,
Fenty.
yeah.
Fenty would
Yes,
have
I
rained
agree.
from the roof. I
You'll
would have been
see.
like,
It's-
"You want Fenty? I'll show you Fenty."
I'd have had it on
Listen,
the
she'll have a
stage
baby
floor.
line soon. You'll see. She'll start
Yeah,
with a
for
baby
sure.
clothing line, that or like a baby lotion. You know, some shit like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, she's in trouble though, because she called her baby fine.
Why?
She goes, "My baby son is fine." Like fine, like he's good looking.
Oh
Everyone's like,
Well-
"That's weird." I'm like,
no, it's not.
What?
What's so
Yeah,
weird
I
about
know.
it?
Yeah, you can't
Can't-
comment on your children anymore.
no, you can't call your baby hot. My
Oh my
Well, she
god.
Bullshit.
didn't call
Fine.
hot. She said fine.
baby's hot.
Okay,
All right.
you know the only people that
Oh, here
were
is
upset about
Frozen.
that were like really uptight.
$1.4
conservative
billion
white ladies.
that woman is worth. She can
See?
be as lazy as she motherfucking wants.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
Yeah.
But here is also the power of Rihanna. 5 million extra people tuned in for those 13 minutes and then dipped. They're like, bye. 5 million
Yeah.
extra people tuned in for just the halftime show. They're like, deuces, we're gone.
A lot of people. That's all I watched.
That's all I do.
watched the
I don't know
beginning
why there's a football game in the middle of a concert
I-
every
right.
year.
to the Super Bowl
Some of us
party.
like the game.
I go for the beginning. I
So
stay for
boring.
halftime. The minute halftime's over, I'm like, all right, the party's over. I'm cleaning up and I'm getting the fuck out.
Yeah,
How
it's
do you,
gotta
how
say,
do you watch American
Super Bowl
football?
ads have gone to hell. Does anybody
Yeah.
else
American
think so?
football.
The
Run
clueless
for
ad
30
was fun.
seconds. Someone stops. We go to an ad break. Okay, we talk about the last 30 seconds. Something happens for another 20 seconds. We go to an ad break. So, Gatorade. Yeah, good.
European football.
Blah,
We're
blah,
up the
blah,
field,
blah.
we're down
Stop.
the field.
Go.
Oh, we lost the ball.
Oh.
Oh, we lost the ball. Oh, we lost the ball. Oh, we lost the ball.
At least
oh, we
in
didn't
America,
score.
in Australian football, you've got good old-fashioned violence, head trauma, and racism. That's all I'm
Tim
going to say.
loves football.
And you don't think we got that in our football?
No, because the
As a heterosexual male,
Yeah.
I love sport and violence and a little bit of racism.
All right. Since we're talking about being in the family way and families and children and all that kind of thing. I love this next conversation. I love the varying reactions it has had on our page. So
Oh,
there
man.
has been a restaurant
Oh, I love it.
that has come to the decision that they will no longer serve children under 10 years old. Now I will get the whole statement up, because as someone who has worked in hospitality, you go like this, girl. Okay, so Nettie's Nettie's House of Spaghetti. I love it. Nettie's House of Spaghetti in New Jersey. We love kids, we really truly do, but lately it's been extremely challenging to accommodate children at Nettie's between noise levels, lack of space for high chair, cleaning up crazy messes, and the liability of kids running around the restaurant. We've decided that it's time to take control of the situation. This wasn't a decision that we made lightly, but some recent events have pushed us to implement this new policy. As of March 8th, the day we return from our winter break, we will no longer allow children under 10 to dine in the restaurant. We know this is going to make some of you very upset, especially those of you with very well-behaved kids, but we believe this is the right decision for our business moving forward. Thank you for understanding.
Children
Who
and
wants
spaghetti is a hazardous trip.
Right? So is
Right.
do you think it's an issue? Do you think
I think it's phenomenal. I think it's genius. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't tell you, even with my stepdaughters who are well behaved, I wouldn't be opposed to walking up to a restaurant and finding out that they don't serve children under 10, because especially, for a dinner crowd, maybe they can amend it so that, it's children after 8 o'clock or something like that, when it's usually just adults dining. But I completely understand why they would not want children running around their restaurant, because most people are oblivious to what their children do. And I think for the safety of the workers and for the children, that it's probably a very necessary step that they had to take.
My nieces are not well behaved. He's fucking lying. But I went out to dinner with them last fucking Monday, and they were both dancing around the whole fucking pizzeria like fucking maniacs.
Oh, well, that was
couldn't
because they
control
were
them.
with you causing trouble. That's a
Exactly.
different story.
Well, yeah, it was, and Christine and I. But
But
whatever.
you went to a pizzeria, which is, there's no waiters or waitresses walk around. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
my niece, who's 5 years old, and my sister is on top of her, like a hawk. And she has a hard time maintaining her in a restaurant. And, we're constantly apologizing to wait staff and things like that. So I can understand. And they're not the only restaurant to do it. This isn't like groundbreaking. In that article, I read that there were multiple restaurants in California that have already done this, even older, 18 and up, because, teenagers cause problems. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Can I ask
with
you a question? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. I am very close to 40. Very close to 40. But I remember being a child and going out, and I grew up in restaurants. My dad was a chef, so I grew up in restaurants, and it was very rare that I saw another child there at all, especially when he worked in a fine dining, area.
Yeah.
Like, it's not your kids don't have the right to be. Your kids don't have the right to be everywhere just because you want
it's funny that you bring that up, because in that article, there were people who were commenting on it negatively, saying that many fine dining establishments. I say BS, because most of those places only have 3 or 4 things on the menu, and your kid ain't eating it. So
especially these days.
I've never been to a fine dining establishment or a higher end or high class restaurant. Well, at all, because I don't belong there. But let alone see children in those places.
Never.
There are family establishments that you can go to if you're going to bring a small child that you can kind of not watch all the time, like an Applebee's or a Chili's or something like that. But
it's not. It's not a good time for parents either if they're constantly going, "What are they doing? What are they doing?
No.
What are they doing? What are they doing? What are you doing?"
To eat.
If your children don't have manners, it's your fault.
Right.
Come on.
I was going to say it, but you went there. Thank you.
No, yeah, and like the article says, for those few children who are well behaved, Like, I'm sorry, but it's right. I mean,
Okay.
the majority of parents, unfortunately, don't take the responsibility that they probably should. So
All right, let's
I
take well
worked in
behaved.
restaurants.
Let's take well behaved off out of that. Let's just say appropriately behaved for the right area. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
worked in restaurants
Age
for a lot
appropriate.
of years.
Yeah.
And most of the time, parents were drinking and not paying attention. And, there's only so many times they can color a placemat before they're going to be bored.
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, God forbid one of these children got hurt too.
Yeah, the only place I bring my kid is
Yeah.
a diner. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
she's never been anywhere fancy. I can't unless it's a family party that's set up and we have the whole fucking dining room to ourselves. This child has not been anywhere besides
I don't think
the
there's
diner.
anything wrong with kids learning that though. Like as I said, I know how to act in a restaurant because I had to be there for sometimes when there's no babysitter, you got to go to work. Or back in the day, you had to go to work and you had to sit at a table in the corner and just be entertained or entertain yourself. Like because I was only child.
If you were taken out as a child, were you like? Did you know like you were meant to be seen and not heard? Like you knew,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
if you
100%.
fucked up, you knew it was your ass. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we got hit.
Like,
we got hit.
It was a luxury to be able to go out and have a, like that wasn't something.
And
you
sit
did
at the table with the adults. And
Yeah,
eat
I was
the
just
same
thinking
food as
that,
the
like-
adults and go, oh, this is exciting. Right.
When I was a kid, I don't remember going anywhere but like McDonald's and like sitting
I
down.
spent so many years
somewhere with my
underneath
parents.
tables
Did
at
you go?
restaurants.
Did
It's
you do
ridiculous.
fast food
Like-
often? Like we never. Like that was like once.
No,
rare.
yeah, it was like maybe on Fridays that maybe it once in a
Maybe
blue
on
my mom
Fridays,
would get
right.
us McDonald's, but it was rare. Half the time, maybe we got pizza, but my mom cooked all the time. Like,
Yeah,
and
we were a
Thursday
pi-
nights
we
were
were a
leftover
pizza
nights.
family.
Like,
We were a pizza
Yeah,
family,
like-
not like McDonald's. We were.
I remember.
Yeah, my grandfather owned a restaurant, so our family was in there constantly. But it was the same deal. It was like you sit there and you shut up, and
Right.
you act appropriately,
Or you're out the back working.
Right, exactly. Yeah, right. Or you're doing the
My
dishes. So.
My little tiny hands wrapping baked potatoes. Child labor laws.
Yeah.
Burning your hands.
Trays and trays of potatoes. No, wrapping them in foil to go in the oven. Just trays and trays of potatoes.
Just
He
kidding.
used to set me up in one of the restaurants, like out the back, sit me on the counter next to a giant sink full of washed potatoes, and get the child
And I'm
labor
sure
laws.
you're the best one, right? They probably
Maybe I can wrap a potato like that.
wrapper. Yeah.
My dad always said to me, if I ever catch you working in a kitchen, I will cut off your fingers. So, I spent a good 13 years of my life in hospitality. It's like both of my parents were in it, so it's something that came quite naturally because it's how I grew
Yeah.
up. So
I don't feel we got baked potatoes, did we, Luke?
no, you didn't. There wasn't enough room in that kitchen, Jeffrey.
It was a little
Baked potatoes are
overwhelming.
easy though.
Oh, no.
They're
I was
easier than
degraded to salads and avocado toast. Remember, that was my job. Salads and avocado toast is all I can do.
The avocado toast is wonderful.
But yeah, I don't think this is about. Everyone's like they should be done for discrimination. Blah 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 blah. I'm like,
I think their
If
business is actually
if
going to be
it's
better now.
a family-owned business, and B, a private property, you can't tell people what they can do, what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
So
children are
Maybe
not
if-
a protected class of citizen.
yeah,
Hey,
if,
wait a minute.
if-
Wait a minute. If we're not making
Isn't this
things for the gays,
yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to
sure
say,
as hell, we don't have
Don't
to
have to-
serve the children.
right? So
Come
no
on now.
pasta for you.
They
Go get
reserve the
your
right.
go get your SpaghettiOs and eat them at home, yo. That's all I have to say.
Leave the kids in the
Videos.
car.
Let's
Crack
just-
the
You
window.
love Jesus. You started this. Welcome to the world.
They should only be eating fish and loaves anyway. Fishes and loaves. That's all I gotta say. Speaking of leaving the kids in the car, that was one of my punishments, actually, Christina. If I
Really?
misbehaved, if I misbehaved in the restaurant, this tells you it was the 80s. If I misbehaved in the restaurant, I had to go sit in the car.
Really?
Yep,
Shit.
they would lock the car,
For
leave the windows.
hours.
Half of the
Like
time,
half an hour, if like
Yeah,
the worst.
for the rest
you
of
know,
we
the
always
dinner.
sat in the car. We always waited in
when
the
you
car.
are
My
when
mom
you're
would
when you're
grocery
when
shopping.
you're the only child and you're like, oh, I'm being punished. This is forever. It was probably like 15 minutes, and
forget
I'm
it.
like, oh my god, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Tell
were
you
never
what-
left in the car for hours?
No, not hours. My parents loved me. Speaking of cars, you wouldn't want to leave your children in.
What's wrong with Tesla?
Tesla have
They're
just
blowing
announced
up all over
a
the place.
recall of 355,000 vehicles.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
Catching fire for no apparent reason.
Yeah, catch fire for no apparent reason, and their automatic driving software is faulty. So not only are you going to kill someone, you're going to be on fire while you do it.
Jesus.
You know
But
what
Teslas are going to save the world, baby.
Oh,
what's
yeah,
so
yeah.
interesting is
Let's
their
start.
stocks were just like going through the roof just before this.
Funny.
Fault.
Like I don't
Funny.
know, that just seems
Like,
crazy that the stocks were just all of a sudden on the rise like nuts.
I just
and
find
now
it really
that's-
weird where they stick
Huh.
Tesla like advertisement / dealerships. So
Yes.
when we were in LA, there's like 2 in the mall. I'm like, this is a mall. Like this is a mall. Who can afford a Tesla here? Like it's like this is not right. And then we were in Hawaii and like on the main drag of Waikiki Beach, there's a 2-story Tesla like thing. I'm like, who's just driving? Well, who's walking down the street in Hawaii and go, Tesla? Nobody. And
Because
if they're that rich, they're not going to be at Waikiki. Let's be honest.
they just order them online. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm sure semantics just to have an office.
Everything Elon owns ends up burning to the ground.
He's an asshole.
He is an
He is an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Allegedly.
Did you hear that he's asked his engineers to create a special matrix for his tweets?
So he
they
doesn't
are-
get censored.
They weren't getting liked and going viral enough, so there's a special matrix for his tweets.
Nobody
they get
like.
promoted and
Can we,
retweeted.
Can we talk to you about
Wow.
that, Elon? That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'd love access to that software. That'd be fun.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We're
Little
not
bit.
greedy, but we do have a lot of feelings, don't we, Vera?
We always do.
We do
Is
have
it
a lot
that
of
time?
feelings.
Oh my god!
It is that time, my love.
time is it?
Here we go. It's
Life
time
when you're
for
having
everyone's
fun.
favorite time. It's Vera.
Oh, All right, kitties.
It snuck up on us today. We weren't
It
ready.
did.
We weren't
I am ready, but
talking-
I wasn't
We're too busy
expecting
talking
it.
about spaghetti and children. But here we go, V. It's time to vent. 3, 2, 1, vent.
Just about a year ago, there was a Russian news producer. Her name was, and I'm going to butcher this. Her name was Marina Avsinavikova. And she is the woman we may remember who strutted across the evening news in Moscow with a sign that said, "No war, don't believe the propaganda." This week, Marina was smuggled out of Russia. She had been under house arrest since that brave day when she faced down the Russian government on air. And the organization was called Journalists Without Borders. And this isn't Doctors Without Borders. It's not an organization that you're going to hear about a lot, but it is an organization that some journalists do talk about, including Rachel Maddow was talking about it. And the goal of this organization is to resist, disrupt, and stay alive. Part of the function of a free press is to maintain information. If you are not living with a free press, you are not getting good information. And this is a sign of an authoritarian government like Putin's, like Erdogan, like any dictator across the world. But here in the United States, where we do not have an authoritarian government, even though some days we like to say we do, Trump was not an authoritarian, even though he wanted to be. The people controlling our media here in this country are big oil. After the decline of the fairness doctrine under Ronald Reagan, big business has so much say in what we see in the news, and we need to be scared. You saw for the last 10 years, the evening news every night, the same exact formula. The breaking news was first. That was a 5-minute story. Then it was followed by 2 national stories that were of import to that day. Then it was followed by 1 international weather story, talking about the change in the weather, the severity of the weather, the number of people affected by the weather, but never, ever once talking about the fact that we were experiencing global climate change. I think we need to be paying attention to the fact that we do not have a free media anymore, that money has corrupted the media across the globe. None of us would know about the revolution in Tehran if it were not for social media. And all of that's been taken down. It's been practically scrubbed. It has been going on since September. It's still going on today. There was a protest. Actually, it's tomorrow. There's a protest tomorrow in Tehran. And we have heard nothing. It's never been on the nightly news. It might have made a blip on a 24-hour news channel. I don't think it ever made it to Fox, but we are not getting our information. And part of the problem that I want to talk about is the way that things are being covered up. We all know that there was a big train derailment last week in East Palestine, Ohio. What we're not talking about is the fact that in 2008, every single train carrying lethal or volatile gases or compounds in this country was required to have an electronic compression braking system, ECP, I believe that's what it stands for, to prevent this kind of crash. And since the Reagan era, we have totally defunded infrastructure in this country. Up until the most recent infrastructure bill, we have not put a dime into our infrastructure. But we're not talking about the fact that they were demanded to have these ECP brakes. And we're also not talking about the fact that deregulation in 2018 negated the need for these brakes, these special brakes to protect us, because big business didn't want to put these brakes on every train. And they are moving volatile compounds across the globe on trains all the time. When I was a kid, this was the kind of catastrophe you saw in third world nations. This happened in countries with no infrastructure. This happened in countries with no technology. It happened in India, where the water was already polluted and nobody was standing up for those children and those people with polluted groundwater. And now it's happening here. We need to be paying attention. We need to be holding our media accountable. And we need to start realizing that petrobillionaires are the authoritarian government we've been fearing for all these years. It's not the aliens. It really wasn't Trump, though I don't have a lot of good words for him. It's petrobillionaires. Pay attention, kids.
Look, Vera, that's all well and good. But did you hear? I don't know if you've heard what happened here in Australia recently. And it has skipped the major news as well.
Because it's probably not going to make somebody money.
Nuclear isotope has gone missing.
Oh, hey.
Off the back of a truck. It is somewhere.
I think Loki has it.
It is somewhere in the outback. And they're saying, please don't get close to it. It's the size of it's about this big.
Oh, I think I did read that.
Yeah. It's just somewhere.
What?
It doesn't
just
sound
somewhere.
healthy.
Yeah, look. So a kangaroo's got it, or it's in someone's tire, or
A baby's gonna pick it up.
Yeah. It's
A
somewhere in the
croc ate it.
outback.
Well,
it's
if we
somewhere
want to
in the
go
outback.
into the aliens,
A dingo ate me isotope.
you know, there's a place called Wycliffe Well out just outside of Alice Springs that is near a U.S. military base, and there's
Luke,
lots of
you're very
UFO
loud.
sightings there.
You're very
sorry.
loud. Whisper.
Sorry, I didn't realise. Yeah, so there's a lot of alien activity out in the middle of Australia, so maybe.
Wait, winning comment of the day. Winning comment of the day. A dingo ate my
Dingoes ate
isotope.
my isotope.
That's brilliant. That's a horror movie waiting to happen. Now, this week for Valentine's Day, we did have a ladies only uncensored horror that touched upon the Valentine's Day movie, Valentine. Next week, we have the return of Mr. Coda and Catherine Astrophy as they take us through a Valentine look, I believe we decided it was, with Beauty School Dropout.
It kind of went somewhere else, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've heard about the outtakes, and no one's ever going to see them, trust me, because that's cancel culture, ladies and gentlemen. There is lots of different stuff headed your way over the next couple of weeks here on Uncensored Radio, so make sure that you check in. We will be back next week, and until then, don't shove any isotopes anywhere, and make sure your kids eat spaghetti at home. Bye!
I have one no.
You know what?
I have one note.